the funniest and the biggest thing to start off with for me was the good old Holden Ute, or the Ute, not the Holden Ute, the Ute, the car, which is, the linch point of the whole series. I love it. How did the Ute even happen? There's such a great faith story behind that.
Yeah, in the early 20th century, there was a lady from Gippsland who wrote to the Ford Motor Company. And she wrote to the Ford Motor Company and she said, can you please produce a car that I can drive to church on a Sunday and not get wet? And my husband can take his pigs to market on Monday in the back of the car. So a guy called Lou Brandt from the Ford Motor Company cut the back off a Ford coupe. He reinforced the chassis, put a tray on the back, and hence the first Ute. Now, it was a Ford, but it's this fabulous story of the connection between business and faith and church. And there's the story of even the Ute, which we drive around the country collecting and unearthing these stories of faith.
And you know what? I'm going to use that even this weekend. I've got lots of friends around me that don't know Jesus. I'm going to raise that story like, hey, I found out the most incredible story about the Ute in Australia, as a bit of a conversation starter. I mean, some of these stories you've got are just gold for anybody trying to, connect the faith to those people. Yeah, what an amazing one. How was it driving the Ute, by the way? So it's a very cool-looking Ute.
For those who haven't seen it, it's a 2013 VF SSV 6-litre Holden Ute, 6-speed manual. My other car that I drive all the time is a Mini Cooper. And so people say to me, what's the difference between driving the two? And I'm like, well, the Mini Cooper's faster, but the Ute has much more gravitas. And look, it's breaking down the image, Tina. And the whole idea is why drive a Ute around the country? But it just breaks down the image of what do people think when they see faith, when they think about church, when they think about Christianity, or, if I can be so bold, Christian media. So it sort of breaks that down. The Ute becomes a bit of a link point. It becomes a conversation piece, and it becomes a character in its own right. We actually did a whole bunch of interviews with the Ute with the GoPro. That was a lot of fun as well. So it's a pleasure to drive. It's beautiful.